Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. Okay. We need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular Board of Education meeting of 12/16/2025. John, Frank, all those in favor? Okay, that's everyone. Okay, Mr. Hanley.
Good evening. Happy and healthy New Year to everyone in the audience and at home, to all of our West Babylon family, students, staff, and faculty. Dr. Farrelly is attending a parent meeting for her daughter this evening, therefore I'll be assisting with tonight's Board of Education meeting. We're excited to share that the junior high school capital improvement project has been approved by New York State. As such, we'll be moving forward with construction plans. The beginning day will be immediately right after senior high school graduation. This will allow the proper time for important work to proceed while minimizing disruption to students, staff, and faculty. So follow-up discussions will be provided at a future Board of Ed meeting. And as a reminder, this work is being done with the remaining funds from the prior capital project. This evening, we have two presentations. One will be Ms. Dixon, who will provide an update on the food service department for the board and our community. And following that presentation, Mr. Panarello will present a athletics and PE and health presentation, along with related budget considerations for the board and administration to review as we continue to develop our proposed budget for the 26-27 school year. That's it.
Okay, it's you again.
Oh, that's as easy.
Ready to go.
Okay, turn it over to Mrs. Dixon.
I'm here to talk about our district breakfast, lunch, and catering program that we have here in the district. So as you all know, meals are again free this school year. How do I do the next screen? No, there we go. So we have, I'm happy to report that we have increased participation numbers this year despite our lower enrollment. We have lots of new exciting menu items. We've been purchasing lots of new equipment for the district so that we can update our equipment. We purchased a new oven this June with, we received grant money to purchase that new oven. We also purchased new commercial mixers for Tooker, South Bay, the junior high school, and the senior high school. We also purchased double door refrigerators for the junior high school and the senior high school. Some of our favorite new menu items are featured here. I'm very proud of what we do in the kitchen, and these are some of the items that the kids really get excited about when these items are on the menu. So this year we tried the teriyaki chicken and rice bowl, which was a big hit. The kids keep asking me to put it back on the menu. We have our buffalo chicken dip, which is one of my favorite things to eat on the menu. We serve it with tortilla chips and carrots that they dip into the buffalo chicken dip. And as always, all our meals come with vegetables and fruits, and the kids could pick two of each of those. Another big hit is the Eagles Chick-fil-A, which is a mock of the Chick-fil-A sandwich. That is everybody at the junior high school and the high school's favorite meal to eat. They're always asking me, when can you put that on again? We also, for holidays, have been doing some fun stuff. We have the Batty chicken nuggets in the bottom left corner there. And with that, this year, we served the pumpkin pretzel, and we also served Thai cauliflower, which was a big hit. We never had cauliflower on the menu before. Put the Thai sauce on there, and it went over very big. We also tried this year the waffle chicken sandwich. So it's an open-faced chicken sandwich. The waffle is actually made out of carrots, and it's really sweet and delicious, and the kids went nuts over it. And we do that with one of our special sauces. And then for Thanksgiving, we did a drumstick, a breaded drumstick, so almost like a Kentucky Fried Chicken with a turkey pretzel, and that was a nice hit too. This current year budget summary is as of 11/30/25 is posted here. So on the first column is the budgeted amount, and then the second column is what we've expended so far this year. So you can see we're right on target where we're supposed to be. Department needs for 2026 and 27, we're going to continue to upgrade our equipment. With increased participation, we need more storage, we need better equipment. So we've been doing that. Pictured in the middle is the new oven at the junior high school. It's state of the art. It even cleans itself. So when the girls leave, the cooks leave, and the food service workers leave, it goes to town and it cleans itself. A hose comes in there. You see the soap and water going. And when they come back in the morning, it's sparkling clean. It's really a great product because it makes all the food very crispy on the outside and soft and moist in the inside, and the product just comes out so much different than it had before. So really excited about the quality of the food, so much that we're going to buy one now. We just ordered one this week for the senior high school, and they're called an iCombi oven. And next in our, by the end of the year, I'd like to have them in every kitchen. We are going to increase our cold storage to take in the increasing amount of food that's coming in to the district, and updating our warewashing sinks. So when I first started doing this job 4 years ago, it used to be that the general fund had to compensate and help fund the cafeteria fund because we were running at a loss. Now, New York State has informed us, the Child Nutrition Program, that we have an excess fund balance. So we have to spend the $334,000. So we are in the process of spending that with new equipment. So we are putting in a new walk-in at Sanapog Elementary. We've been obtaining quotes for that, and now we have to get we're obtaining quotes for a cement slab. We ordered the new oven for the senior high school this week. We are in the process, after that, we'll be ordering it for all the other elementary schools. We are getting estimates for a new 3-compartment sink at the senior high school and the South Bay. By the end of the school year, that'll be completed. We're having repairs done to the senior high school floor. They're caving in certain areas, so we just got an estimate on that. It's not structural, which is a great thing, so we just need to upgrade it. We're going to spend some of that money on uniforms for the kitchen staff and higher quality and cost items for the children, for the food items that we previously could not afford. Looking ahead, the school lunch department is dedicated to improving and expanding food choices. We are striving to have a breakfast and lunch be something that children really get excited for and look forward to each day. We will continue to add new menu items. We are also improving our catering and a la carte choices to increase sales as well. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Quick question in reference to the Child Nutrition Program, New York State Child Nutrition Program. The excess fund balance is based on the money they supplied because we qualify for free lunches?
Not really. Well, a little bit. So it's based on our money that we've had because of yes, because it's been free, but also because of all the new and exciting menu choices. The kids really want to eat there, and they get very excited about it. So the more we increase the participation, the more money that we get. Okay. And of course, we have to watch our costs because, you don't want to just go crazy buying stuff. And so when you have those in balance and all the checks in place, then we can keep making more money.
So what's I guess is the formula the state uses to decide how much you're going to get?
So every meal that we sell, we get reimbursed for. And so every month I put in the reimbursements to the state and the federal government, and then they give us back the money per meal. So the more meals
Yeah.
we sell, the more meals the students eat, the more money we get.
So in reference to what cost? So if the lunch meal that we've created has a cost of $6, let's say, or what, I don't know, any number, we get reimbursed the $6?
No. So we get a standard rate. I think off the top of my head, that's probably like $4 and change
Right, okay.
per meal.
Right.
So then as long as I stay under that and the cost to stay under that,
Right.
we could be profitable.
Right, so you'd only get up to that rate, anything above. So we're not giving out steaks because anything above that's like,
Yes,
it's not a blank check from the state. It's within
Exactly.
the criteria they've set.
Yes.
Okay.
And for that meal to be free, we have to meet all the requirements. So we have to have the whole grains. They have to take 3 of the 5 items that we're offering. So there's a lot to it. They have to have a fruit or a vegetable on their plate. So there's a lot of different components that go into it.
Okay. And the excess fund balance has to be used within the department?
Yes, it could only be used in the cafeteria fund, the C fund.
Okay, gotcha.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dixon.
Thank you.
All right, so we are going to move right along to Mr. Panarello, who is going to provide us a presentation with physical education, health, and athletics update for the current year and some of the projections, budget needs for 26-27 school year. So take it away, Mr.
Thank you.
Panarello, whenever you're ready.
Okay, let me just make sure I know how to move forward and how. Is it? Yeah, if you want to leave that slide up, that'd be great. I don't know what I'm gonna. So, the keyboard is not working, correct? I don't have to touch the keyboard there. Oh, okay, gotcha. Good evening and Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you to the Board of Education and Central Administration for allowing me the opportunity tonight to give a brief overview of the athletic department. Tonight I'll give an update of the athletic department in relation to the programs, participation, current events, athletic highlights, facilities, equipment, budget overviews, and future projects and challenges. Unfortunately, in my presentation, you won't see any self-cleaning ovens or any little nice, enticing food slides on. It's pretty plain, but we'll talk a little bit about the department. The first page on a department overview, if we can keep that up. Basically what you see here is the departments that we oversee in the health, physical education, athletics, and also in the nursing department. The athletic teams are broken down excuse me, by male and female and by season. You'll just have, if you could notice on the bottom, right now our district holds a grand total of 71 teams offered for our high school and middle school athletes, which is a pretty good number for the size of the school we have. We totally employ throughout those 71 teams. We oversee 112 coaching positions at all various levels. Within that, we also oversee our athletic trainer, who's a full-time Orland and Cohen employee. And we have one equipment manager that oversees all our equipment throughout the district. We currently oversee 17.7 teachers as full-time, 14.7 and 3.0 health positions. Oversee 8 district nurses that are fully employed under our department. Our 2 administrative assistants and my secretaries that are one of the glues that hold the department together. They're excellent. And then we oversee a total of 143 people within the department. So it's we do have a lot going on, and at any given moment we have openings constantly throughout the year, and we try to fill those as soon as possible with the best people possible that are available. Our participation numbers, just a quick look at the bottom, just so you can track our student athletes that we oversee throughout the year. In 23-24, we had 1,377 student athletes. Last year, we went up to 1,447. And this year, currently, the projected number, because we haven't started the spring season yet, is approximately going to be about 1,429 student athletes throughout the 3 teams, throughout the 3 seasons and the 2 levels. A little bit about student achievement and highlights where we are in the 2025-26 school year. We had our fall season was highlighted by 9 New York State Scholar athlete teams, which means that all those 9 of our teams maintained a 90 or above average during their season, which at least 75% of the students met that criteria. We had 8 student athletes attend our Student Leadership Athletic Conference in Section 11, which is a first for us. Last year we had 2. where they were met with guest speakers, collaborated with students from every school in Suffolk County, and met in tabletop exercises as far as leadership and bring back within their teams, and how to speak with, in behalf of student athletes and within their school district. Our cheerleading qualified for the first time in the game for the game day finals competition. This is only our second year in it. We were in it 2 years ago. Last year we didn't enter the game day competition. This year we made the finals, so it was a top 10 in Suffolk County for a new program that was outstanding. And as we were speaking to the cheerleaders, are one of the hardest working teams in the district. They do a great job. Our boys team, thanks to a donation, was able to attend the Ryder Cup. And be granted to come onto Bethpage Black. So that was a great experience for them. Our gymnastics team captured the League Two championship in the fall. They were a combined team with Lindenhurst, and we've had 4 student athletes make in the last 2 years a state team, and we have 2 more going to the New York State Championships this year. We completed our first season as a merged swim team with Deer Park and North Babylon, which was great for us. It was great for our student athletes because not only were they able to compete in individual events, now they're able to combine in relays, which they weren't able to do in the past. So it was a big boost for our program. Girls volleyball team raised over $2,000 in a Dig Pink game. It was a community effort. They had a lot of people and a lot of their parents pitch in, but they were able to make over $2,000 and donate it to the Suffolk County Breast Cancer Coalition, which was is a great event. In the fall, we had 536 athletes participate at all levels. The winter, currently we have 334 student athletes, and not counting the late winter sports, which are starting in January 26th, so those numbers will add, but we use projected numbers for able to give you that number previously. Fall athletes achieved all league, all county, academic, all conference, and all state honors. Some of them are still competing, even though gymnastics qualifiers, their states are actually in February, late February, even though their season ended in November. So they still compete throughout the year and engage until February. Flip that, thank you. Here you can just see a picture of our golf team at the Riders Cup in front of the famous warning sign of the difficulty of Bethpage Black. Thanks to Mr. O'Leary and the high school department, we were able to get some donations of tickets for our students to get there, so it was a great event for them. Our bottom was where our student athletes attended the Section 11 Leadership Conference, which was held in Section 11, which is in Farmingville. They were there all day to meet with other students. Pictured there, they are with Major League Baseball player, catcher for the Anaheim Angels, Logan O'Hoppe, who's originally a Suffolk County guy. So they were able to sit with him and meet with him and talk to him a little bit of his experience and about being a leader within your athletic program. So it was it was great for them. A little bit about the department initiatives that are in progress or have been completed already. In 25 and 26, we onboarded a new elementary health teacher who's been outstanding. Our building principals within the buildings that he's teaching at have been great help to him, and they're very satisfied with the work he's been doing, and he's been a great hire. We also adopted, as a New York State mandate, the HIV/AIDS Advisory Council. We'll adopt that. We'll put that piece into our wellness committee. Mr. Payne and myself adopted to put that piece in, so I think that's a nice piece to fit in without having separate organizations and separate meetings all the time. We can build off that within our wellness committee. I attended the Suffolk County Lead Nurse Forum to stay updated on New York mandates. It's a three-part series throughout the year. I'll attend the second part in next week, as far as all New York State mandates as far as immunizations, which are constantly changing, especially now with some of the new mandates that are coming down through the CDC. So that'll be changing soon, and all about any requirements as far as services related to students with medical needs. The district completed the state mandate BMI survey in November as we were in compliance, and we also were in compliance as the district completed the New York State mandated immunization report in December. I would like to give a big thank you to our nurses who do, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of numbers compiling and a lot of records to go through. They did a great job, their diligence, and we pulled it off and they got it done, and they did a great job for us. So I'd like to thank the nurses for that. A little bit about upgrades and safeties within all departments. We were able, over the last 2 years, to purchase new audiometers for the nurses in every building. We first replaced the worst ones or the most outdated ones as we started, and now we're all caught up, and we're in great shape in every nurse's office. We did get a new designated storeroom in the high school for athletic uniforms, which will help us with organizing and maintaining effective inventory, which will eventually, in the long run, save us money on uniforms, which could be make sure we have a great tracking system on them, and we have a great system as far as replacing them and getting the most years out of them that we can, and moving them throughout the district. We did have new basketball systems upgraded in the high school main gym. That was over the last 2 years. We did have new volleyball floor mounts over the last 2 years that were replaced in both gyms at the high school, in Gym A and the main gym, that were falling through the floor because part of one of the gyms is on a not on a slab, it's on a overseeing this like small basement, so those were falling right through, so we were able to mount those in correctly. Myself and Mr. LeJudas were able to meet with Lantec in the last month to secure quotes on field maintenance, such things as infield clay, mounds, track surfaces, things that kind of go out unnoticed but are the essential lifeblood of the actual sport that you're participating on. The district accepted a donation from the softball boosters who help upgrade the dugouts and provide windscreens for the softball field. It's going to be a great addition in the spring. The girls are really going to, feel like they're in something special. It's, continue to be a nice upgrade, and so thank you to the softball sponsors who were able to pull that off and donate that to the district. We were also able to purchase new uniforms for our unified program, and that's our unified bowling and our unified basketball team. It's specifically for them. They're going to be really excited to break them out when they start, and it's going to be a big deal, so we'll make a big deal out of it, and you guys will be able to see, some of the pictures when we get started. Our current year budget summary, which we can leave up there as I speak a little bit. I'll just go a little bit off script, so as you're looking through numbers, these are projected numbers where we are now and what we've expensed through the 25-26 season. We are on track to be on budget for every expense line. We do, if you look at the bottom number on the far right, the interscholastic athletics for proposed 26-27, it's about 3% increase over the current year. It does not include personnel or coaching positions. It's strictly related to those lines that you see there, the budget lines. Biggest budget line increases usually are things that we cannot control, things that are dictated by Section 11, dictated by budget negotiations as far as official fees, facility fees that you use when we hold our games, and Stony Brook and all the big places that we play at are all projected numbers, and those are all set by negotiation, so we can't control them. They usually give us an idea, 2%, 3% each year as we go through it, and then we adjust accordingly. Just to identify, as you look in some of those budget lines that may seem foreign to you, what certain budget lines are. Facility equipment rental, that could be things like AMF lanes, our bowling team. We have boys and girls bowling team are there. We have fees for that. Our unified bowling team, our swim team incurs some fees. Our golf team on the course fees that we have. Our cross-country teams get money paid by the state for entry fees, and also Elite, which is our gymnastics facility that we use for our middle school team. Our athletic trainer is, again, from Olin and Cohen. Official fees, as I speak to Section 11, self-explanatory. Official fees as far as dues and supplies are something different. That's by the amount of teams you have and what level they charge you for that. Material and supplies, which is a big one. That's our uniforms, equipment, supplies for all sports, balls, nets, etc. Anything that you think that we provide for the district. Our laundry is through Sunrise Highway Laundry. What that is basically keeps our uniforms up to date. We get them back. We send them to them. They send them back to us nice and packed. We put them away for the following year. We keep numbers on them, inventories, and anything that needs to be replaced or repaired, we take from that budget. Our equipment, which is another huge line, that's could be split in a lot of different areas. We did have them in two budget codes, but now we inquired into the junior high and high school. That's Rydell, our reconditioning for lacrosse helmets, baseball, softball helmets, football helmets, all the things that we can be reconditioned every other year. We try to recondition everything to the best that we can. It's also as far as CNL Electric, if we have a break on a scoreboard or they need to come, we have our electric. We have our golf carts that need to be serviced. We have our coaches' headphones. We have office supplies, and any equipment repairs come out of that throughout the district. Conference reimbursements is self-explanatory for people who attend conferences. Student competition, entry fees, and award dinners. We do pay for our student athletes once they make a high-level sectional all-section designation or all-Long Island designation. Their award dinners, we do pay for our student athletes to attend. BOCES athletics is a huddle. It's final forms, things that we use constantly throughout the district, which is BOCES Aidable. Our professional services, which is another big line for us, is things that sometimes go unnoticed. It's what they call Sanitech. It's a cleaning service that cleans our gymnastics mats, our wrestling mats. They spray our wall pads. They disinfect equipment that's available when they do that. We set that up sporadically twice a year. Our Hopkins, which is audiometers and scales. They calibrate our audiometers, or they vision machines. They calculate the scales that we use throughout the district. Our Stericycle for our sharps disposal. When they pick up, we usually pick them up twice a year. Sometimes, depending on the building, they need a sharp pickup before the scheduled due date. So that's part of that expense. Fitness resource, school health, things that work on our fitness equipment. Music, choreography, cheer comes out of that, and different things that we use through videotaping services when Huddle is not available to us. Thank you. Departmental needs and proposed budget requests for 26-27, looking forward. One staffing initiative that we'd like to explore is getting some weight room supervisors throughout the school year. It's a must, I think, to enhance our participation in our athletic program overall, as well as our student body. We don't utilize the facility to its capability. It's sometimes dormant when we should have multiple kids in there, and I think the facility, it calls to be staffed as much as possible and get kids in there as much as possible. We have a lot of student athletes and regular students that leave the building at 2:15 if it's not their season, or if they're not participating in athletics, where they could be utilizing a fitness center that's being supervised by a staff member who knows what they're doing as far as working out. Building availability, which would be another major request. I know that's been an ongoing discussion throughout the prior couple of years, but obviously, during weekends and holidays, we'd like the building open to be utilized. Our athletes do assume a disadvantage by not being able to participate as much or practice as much as the teams that we're competing on, especially over the breaks and holidays. So major expenses that we look for in 2026-27 that, not all of them can be attained, but we think that we'd be able to troubleshoot and pick the best ones available, as far as replacing 2 basketball units in Gym B, which are original basketball units from the gym. Volleyball net system at the middle school. Since we did upgrade all the high school, they're using the old middle school now using the old high school equipment, but there are different floor mounts, so we have different kind of adaptions for them to be in there, but we could use one new floor system at the middle school that will come with the poles, and then that's for the students. Football helmets, obviously football helmets are very expensive. They have a 10-year shelf life, mandated every year. They're checked by NOXI, and they get approved, and we have inspected, and we get ones that are, don't reach shelf life, and they just have to be discontinued. However, years ago, we had a major influx of middle schools football helmets, and I think we bought at one time 42 helmets in 1 year, which, if that's great, but then 10 years from now you need another 42. So I space them out a little bit. I'd like to get 10 a year for the next couple of years and live out the shelf life on those, so we don't get hit with one big expense over the course of 1 year. Wrestling room, obviously the mats have reached some, their shelf life. Wrestling mats and are cut up. With the wrestling room is used for multiple phys ed classes, as well as physical education and wrestling. Those mats are due to be replaced. Wellness center, as I said, equipment and replacement. They look like big numbers, but obviously they could be spaced out as as we see fit. Most of the wellness equipment that's in the wrestling room and the wellness center, and also the actual weight room, was purchased, I think it was 2004, 2005 through the PEP grant, if that was the correct year, through the records I have in the athletic office. So some of that's reaching some time to be replaced, and looking into having some of them replaced, and maybe even have almost like a rental where we can, every year almost kind of lease some equipment that may become available, and they'd be able to maintain them and lease them and and see what the cost is as we pace that out. Obviously, high school tennis courts, which have been ongoing, we mentioned that before? They have major cracks in them, and we do need to have them replaced, whether we replace the entire courts, expand them a little bit by fencing, depending on the district plan. That's something that needs to be looked at. And obviously, the main gym at the high school is always ready to be restripped and repainted and redesigned. We can utilize a lot more space within that by the design of the layout of the court. Looking ahead for future projects in the next couple of years, this is not obviously immediate needs, but in the next couple of years, projects to be reviewed, including securing a full-time athletic trainer, someone who's able to be invested in a district and be employed by the district, which is a lot of the new trend. A lot of schools are going to that in Suffolk County and Nassau County. Baseball, softball renovations, again, things that we've talked about as far as upgrading our fields, whether it be the actual surface we play on, adding materials to it, but updating them. That's it's been a little bit neglected. Turf replacement, the life expectancy is coming up on that. It's multiple years of use with travel teams and kids just getting on there, and things get torn up a little bit, and the field gets replaced. But that's something that needs to be in the next couple of years. Have a plan for. Both the gym floors at the high school again stripped and repainted. Branding, which I think is going to be something that's kind of a must-have for these days. If you travel to other schools, you see the branding, you see the signage. You walk in, home of the Eagles, and signs are up, and windscreens are everywhere, and you're walking through brick pathways with the arches on them, and all the facilities are decorated to the nines, whatever school it is. I think could be a strong motivational factor for our schools that we upgrade our facilities. Again, high school wellness renovations and all the other things that were mentioned. Project adventure course to be revisited. I mean, that was used a lot for our physical education program. However, due to the cost of repairing it, we'd like to see how to utilize it the best and try to get the most out of what we have existing. And obviously, the high school gym bleachers are probably the original bleachers. It's very difficult for the custodians to open and close them due to the age, and the custodial crew works very carefully when they work with them and when they move them. And it's almost time for them to be replaced and put out to pasture. While I say that, I do want to thank our building and grounds guys have been great to us. They really, for me, they've upped their game. Christian on grounds and Mike LaJudis's guys and Jeff Fitkin's guys, they've done a great job. Focusing on the athletic facilities, and there's a lot more pride in it from when I got here, and I appreciate their work for them. With that, I'm here to answer questions.
I just wanted to ask, I'm just looking at what we've spent so far. Obviously, we're still under budget for this current budget year.
Right.
Is it usually customary that the officials' fees are more paid out in the fall than in the spring?
They're billed twice a year.
Oh, I see. So we're not expected to spend more than $27,000 for the rest of the school year?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's budgeted, and what happens is that $27,000 comes in like a last pool, kind of
Okay.
like in May and June when they add any playoff runs that you have, all those games that are officials, that's added at the end.
I see.
So-
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure because I
Right.
saw that disparity. I'm like,
Correct.
I guess maybe the officials.
Right,
are
any
expensive
fund
for
balance would
football
go,
or
obviously
something
go
like
back
that.
to the district, correct.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes?
Mr. Panarello, are you seeing an issue with certain teams having a problem fielding teams? You seen a decrease in
Yes,
certain areas?
yes. Certain teams are having participation numbers. We're not alone, but in this district, there are certain teams that are very difficult to get the JV numbers, and that's due majority, I think, a lot to the youth programs. We did just, I did make an initiative that I've been working with, and I know I spoke with Mr. Hanley with the Communities Connections page to get our youth leagues back into the fold and get more kids into our programs. So I'll be reaching out to them, trying to get all the organizations come set up a table at my March parent code night and have them set up a table as far as the lacrosse, the Little League, the youth football, and try to get those numbers back up because we're struggling in certain areas.
I think that's the best way to approach it. Again, just looking at myself, I was involved with the lacrosse PAL.
And since
10
you
years
left, the
ago,
numbers have dropped
and-
dramatically.
But back then, we tried getting into the schools here, and we weren't allowed to come in and actually present ourselves. We couldn't even put anything in the teachers' boxes. A
Right.
flyer or
Well,
whatever.
that's
Getting
one of
them
the
in the
things with
building
the
is the
community
best way to do it.
connections. I just posted the Little League one up tonight. So when you guys take a look in community connections, the Little League flyers up there. I have the one tab in the community connections, and also in the athletic department where it says athletics, youth organizations. So they'll be able to promote their own organization on our website, so we can get kids involved.
Okay, great, thank you.
You're welcome.
One of the things somebody had recommended once, or that they had done in another district, was like an open, I forget the terminology of these, but an open house night for athletics.
Right.
So prior to like the spring season, there's an event that your kids can come to see each sport that's going to be in the spring, toss the ball, experience it a little bit with some of the current players, the people going to be on the
Right.
team.
Well, that's one of the things that we need to get more involved in. We need to bring the youth back into the programs. We need to make sure that that's done. We need to make sure our high school coaches are starting to get down to the middle school to see the kids, and we need to make sure our youth organizations come to the high school events, and because those kids are like their heroes when they come and see them.
Yeah,
So that's big. And I will invite all of those to the wellness fair also. So I'll have the tables where that'll be one of our promotions to get those kids involved and get to see who's out there.
A good question. I jumped ahead when you got to this line, so I don't know if you mentioned this, but the BOCES athletics line is blank?
That's I don't get that number. I think Victoria would have the numbers. We're
Okay.
charged,
That's
but
the charge
it comes
for the-
out of the district fund.
For the software
But
and
yeah,
stuff.
but we have our
Okay.
two. Those are the two things that come out of the BOCES fund
Okay.
from athletics.
I'm sure there's no negotiating that number anyway, right?
No, it's not, but it's discounted and comes back at a discounted
Yeah.
rate.
Second question, you mentioned utilizing the weight room and the fitness center more. What would that program look like? Would it be something where it's weight room on like Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays? And
We'd like it to be every day.
well, how would you have one person jumping between the athletic center and
Well,
the weight room?
we're actually exploring the option of having the two major equipment pieces moved from the high school athletic, they call the weight room,
Yeah.
into a spot in the wellness center that we now have room for because some of the old equipment or the equipment that was outdated has been surplus. So now we do have some room, so one person would do that.
be in one room,
Yep,
okay.
and I know some of our coaches, they do take their student athletes, but not on a consistent basis. So we
Right.
still have both available when the coaches are available.
Okay, and then that would be something like an after-school program,
After
open
school
to all
every day from
students.
2 to 15 to 4:15. It's
great.
coming in with a purpose, and it's having somebody who's knowledgeable and going to make sure the kids are doing what they're supposed to do and working on what they're supposed to do.
Great.
Also, hopefully, including working out any kids that are injured and rehabbing and would come in with a plan and say, "This is what I need to do."
Okay. Other question, you mentioned looking ahead, future projects, turf replacement. What's a turf field cost these days?
If I had to guess, a replacement of turf field is probably about $500,000. The initial cost is all the underlayment, all the drainage, all the surround, the curbing that goes in, and then the second cost is the turf and the replacement of the turf. So
Since we already have fields, would that be less? Because we have the curbs, we have.
yes,
drainage.
the existing turf fields when they're replaced would be less than a brand new field.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Just trying to cushion the shock.
Yeah,
a
no,
little
I
bit.
get it's a lot of shock. Athletics is a lot of money.
That's all I had. Yeah.
Okay.
I know we didn't have JV programs for soccer, basketball, girls soccer.
Correct.
Basketball, and I believe lacrosse.
Lacrosse is we're waiting to see. We'll know pretty soon.
Okay, because every year it seems that we're just putting a team out there, and we're using all available, kids to make a team
100%.
from the junior high school.
And that's
here.
one of the conversations that we have. Are we providing just a service, or are we providing teams that are going to excel and put them in a spot where they can win and compete?
Right.
And we're at a level in some of those JV teams where there's no way for them to compete with the amount of students that we have.
Yeah, I just from the girls lacrosse perspective, I would hate to see somebody get hurt
Correct.
because I know they have to go to the doctor and get approved, but some of them are just not,
Correct. And that's a discussion we can
Right.
have in different time about what we see as far as numbers and participation.
we have combined with other districts in other areas.
Correct. You'd have to have, what happens is when you do combine, you have to have a district that wants you to be with them, which is not a bad thing. But when you do that, you take a percentage of your school's enrollment, combine it with them, and all of a sudden we're, you know, the League 3 school, and now we're a League 1 because we combined with another team. And if they see that as a positive for them, then that's a good thing. But if they see that may not help us,
Right,
they have to be the receiving school to.
right. Because I'm just wondering, if we're graduating 5 seniors off of a varsity program, and we don't have a JV program, where are we next year?
Right,
Like, what-
and
how are
I
the
am
numbers?
tracking that. I'm tracking that, and it's just there may be some difficult conversations coming up, but we need to make sure that we
That's what I'm asking.
correct. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
I saw the uniforms on there. What's the cost average? I don't know. I remember a few years ago they did football uniforms. If I'm wrong, I thought it was like $30,000. But what's the uniforms cost to like?
Probably a home and away uniforms because we're looking at a deal with Adidas or Nike. We use BSN, and they can kind of give us our best quotes on what's coming on. It looks like we will need football uniforms. They're probably about $20,000 with home and away. But they have the deal where you get $10,000 back in supplemental materials, so you can almost fund a whole nother team for another sport the same way. As long as you guarantee you're going to put it in after your budget passes and you project it that way. That's what we're looking at with BSN, is to project something that we have, kind of supplemental reinforcement.
And that probably factors into some of those tough conversations you said that are
Correct.
coming down the pipeline.
Correct, with
Okay.
the numbers.
All right. Good.
That's it. All right. Thank you, Mr. Panarello.
Thank you,
Appreciate
guys. Happy
the
New Year again.
presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies.
And that is all we have for the report of the superintendent.
Okay. Okay, statement of residents on agenda items only. Any resident wishing to share a statement, residents must state their name, address, and any organization they represent. They should also write this information on an index card and give it to the Assistant Superintendent for Finance and Operations. Comments about individual students or employees are not permitted. Each resident will have up to 3 minutes to speak, with a total of 15 minutes allotted. Responses will be given after all statements. Questions needing further research will be addressed at the next meeting. Okay. At this time, we need a motion to approve the consent agenda. Patty, Steve, all those in favor? Okay, motion passes. Sorry. Okay, no, any old business? New business? Nope. Okay, statement of residence. Any resident wishing to make a statement, please come to the podium, state their name, address, and any organization they represent. They should also write this information on an index card and give it to the Assistant Superintendent for Finance and Operations. Comments about individual students or employees are not permitted. Each resident will have up to 3 minutes to speak, with a total of 15 minutes allotted. Responses will be given after all statements. Any questions needing further research will be addressed at the next Board of Ed meeting. Okay. All right, we need a motion to adjourn. Katie? Kathy? All those in favor? Okay. Thank you very much.